So let's go ahead and come to a seated position. I would ask if you have weights. I will incorporate some weights towards the second half of the class. And having a water nearby is always good practice, okay? Now, seated position. We've got our hands on top of those thighs. We're loosening the shoulders. We've rolled them back. We're going to just take a moment scanning the body, and I want you just to think a little bit about an intention that you want to set for today's class. Something nice that maybe you need to say to yourself, that you need to tell yourself, something that you want to give yourself credit for, or maybe even something you want to let go of. Create that intention. I want you to think about taking your heels up as you inhale. All right, so your heels come up. And then exhale. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, fall. Rise, good. And exhale, fall. Let's get the wrist into the action. So wrist rolls, gentle and slow. If you are not congested today, the recommendation would be to bring in oxygen through your nose and exhale it out through your mouth. All right, let's bring it now to the ankles. Let's incorporate our ankles. So as we roll the ankle, pick up whatever foot you want to start with is good. Take the opposite wrist and roll it out. So right now you've got ankle and wrist. Either direction. And now let's switch it out, lifting up the leg, not as high as mine. I just want to make sure you see that we've got that foot off the ground if you can, and roll it out. Wrist, add in the opposite wrist, snap, crackle, maybe a pop, and go the other way. Switch it up, okay? Good. All right, excellent. Now, we're going to take your dominant hand and we're going to bring it up over to the side of the head and take a gentle tug. Inhale, and as you give a gentle tug, exhale it out. Feet are flat. It's for your posture purposes, we want your legs perpendicular to the floor. Let's do another round of breath here. Nice deep inhale for the count of 4. 3, 2, 1, and then exhale it out. So on your next inhale, we're going to make a move here, and we're just going to stretch it to the opposite side, okay? So let's bring the arm over and stretch. So right now, that other arm has done no work. You're going from this position to stretching. You should feel that in your oblique. And try to keep yourself tucked to the back of your chair, okay? Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale it out. And we're gonna go to the other side, bringing the hand up over the head with a little gentle tug. That round of breath, we start, if you can, breathing in through the nose for 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, and 1. On the exhale, you're going to reach over the top of that head. If you would like to look up, that adds a little extra challenge. And just stretch that. You should be pressing your back towards the back of your chairs. Look up if you can. And then reach back over, returning to both arms down. We want to warm up those arms though. So if you had some poles, maybe you use urban poles on your own or in a class, but we're going to just exaggerate that movement. So you should start to feel the muscles, not just in your shoulders, but in your back, beginning to fire up, okay? Exaggerating that. And let's lift. I want you up on your toes while you're doing this. So heels are up and you're concentrating on your arms. Back and forth. Heels are off the ground. Good. 1, We have one more set we're gonna do. And drop those heels, drop those arms. So let's get these shoulders, we're gonna think about a lot about our shoulders and particularly about our shoulder blades. That's the key to keeping your posture in check. So right now, I'm gonna have you bring your dominant arm up, fingertips ever so slightly on the back of the head. The opposite arm is going to come around to your back, lower back, palm facing outward. And I want us to take an exaggeration here. So let's really push out the chest and hold the position in an exaggerated form. So it's 5, 4, pushing shoulder blades back, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to change this out a couple of times. So why don't you shake that loose and then switch. You now have your non-dominant hand up, gently on the back of that head. Switch the arm out. Palm is facing outward. Okay? So take that position. Your flexibility is not going to be what your neighbor's on the screen is. Everyone's different. Push back a little, give us an extra proud chest, and let's count it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On this next one, we're switching back to the original position. Dominant arm up, palm faces out. I would like you to add a little pulse. So we're pulsing, pulse. You're pulsing out the chest. You're pulling together shoulder blades. 5, pulse, 4, yes, 3, 2, and 1. Arms are out, and we're making a switch. Only difference in this round is the pulse. Okay, excellent job. Here we go. Make the pulse work for you and where you're at today. Pulse it out. 5, 4, small movements, but important to the posture. 2, and 1. Okay, just give us some like you're trying to get rid of any leftover excess stress from the morning. Okay, let that go. Let that go. We're now going to move our hands together like we're moving ski poles. We're going to go out. So you're really getting your shoulder blades forward. Out. And like you're digging into the side of a hill, and then you're going to bring your back up against that chair. So really exaggerate it. The poles come out front, imaginary poles. You dig them in, and then you start to push your whole body forward. Now you can see my arms really are, whatever your range of motion is, give it a small challenge by pulling it back past that chair a little bit if you can. All right, let's do 4 more. Dig, pull. All right. I do not like cold weather, so I'm actually in Florida for the winters now, and my family really likes to go skiing. So what I do is I skip. I don't go. But I do like to do activities such as fitness activities that emulate skiing. It's really great for your body. Okay, last one. Dig and pull. All right, let's hold that pull and add a pulse. So you're back here, and we're just going to do tiny pulses. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now roll those shoulders. We're gonna do the same thing, and what we're going to do is we're just going to count down from, we're counting backwards from 20 using 2s. So it's 18. Thank you. All right, bring it back. Working on triceps. So what we want to do is bring ourselves into a bit of a crunch. So you're going to lean, hinging at the hips. Your arms are straight. We have those poles in our hand, our imaginary poles in our hand. So now we're going to imagine just bringing our hands straight down by the outsides of our calves. Down by those ankles maybe, but maybe you're up here. It depends on how your range of motion looks today. All right, so the arms are out. Imagine driving. So you can do a little motion here. And now we're gonna crunch. We're crunching, working that core, tuck the chin, and then on the inhale, we bring it up. Inhale, back against the chair. And now bring it down. Crunch it out. Hold it for a moment. And then on the inhale, we rise. Give us a small motion, moving the shoulders. Tuck in the chin, and let's make that work for you. Down and up. Working on strengthening the core. The core is our foundation. The core is our support system, helping us with balance and motion. Down, crunch it out, and then back up. Okay, let's go to a standing at this point. Now, if you have the ability to have wall space, the work that we're going to do with posture today is best done if you have a wall behind you. So I'm going to make a small adjustment to the camera so that you can see a little better. But the wall behind you, I would like for you to position yourself. Now, your booty should be against the wall, your shoulders, not necessarily your heels, but your booty, your back. And then we're going to work on, can we get our head touching the wall? The answer may be, may not be yes today, okay? So standing against the wall, we've got our booties and our backs. Our heels are out slightly. Let's go ahead and bring that head back. Can we touch the wall? Can you feel your shoulder blades against the wall? That's what we want to work on. Feel the sensation of the wall behind you. This is called a postural correction. Is that how we're standing every day, all day? Wow. Feel how far back your shoulders are. Make that something that you want to commit to memory. And then step forward. Now, as you step forward in that position where your shoulders and head were, is that how you're standing on a daily basis? I know I have room for improvement. So we're going to do a little bit of work against that wall. First of all, I want you to, if you have room, to do a snow angel. I don't have really good room here, but without knocking things off the wall, if you have the ability to do it against the wall, it helps you keep your shoulder blades back. Otherwise, you can even do this in a seated position as well. So we're starting down here. Palms are facing outward. Fingers are apart. And if you forgot what that feeling is, I'm going to double check it again. Really getting the shoulders and head back, stepping away. And now I'm doing my angel. So the snow angel without the legs is palms facing out and coming down. Think now, are your shoulder blades trying to kiss? Imagine that as you lift up overhead and then bring it back down. Okay, we're doing 3 more of those. Having a base for safety, meaning hip width apart at least, is always smart. Hands are up, snow angel it out. All of this reference to snow, goodness, all the way up. And let's get our breath working with our move. Inhale on the way up. Inhale. And exhale it out on the way down, okay? All right. Next up, we're gonna put our hands in, think of a number 11 with your hands flat. Hands flat against the wall. Shoulders, elbows. You'll see that the hands, palms are on the wall, elbows are against the wall. I don't want you out here. That would be what we don't want to do. What we do want to do is be close, and we're going to start moving up and down a little bit. So it's up, and then we move it down. All right, all the way up. We're doing concentrated work on posture. So let's bring it up and then back down. We're going to do 2 more. You should be making a number 11. You don't need to look up or down. Just have your chin neutral. Let's go one more time. Up. And our final one. Up. And then back down, using your environment to work with you. The next move, you'll take your hands. You're going to make a pillow out of your hands and put your hands, move your head towards that pillow. So you've got your pillow on the wall, and now you're moving to a number 11, moving your body back ever so slightly. Pillow on the wall, head comes in, moving the body back. How are we doing? I'm trying to see if you guys are, okay, great. So I want 3 more if you would. If it's working for you, be close enough to the wall, make a pillow, and push back slightly, not too much. Pillow it out, and then back to the number 11. Now go ahead and rest those shoulders and roll them back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have another concentrated effort while we're here at the wall. You're going to take the edges of your palms, and we're going to move those edges of your palms, and you're going to move those out. You're just going out slightly and then back in while you keep your shoulder blades in place. Right now, I'm too far away. I need to bring it in a little bit and then bring it out and in, kind of like you're clapping with the tips of your fingers, but you're doing it against the wall. Out and in, 3 more. Clapping with your fingertips, maybe you're royalty, and then last one. Okay, so pushing yourself back slightly, and let's start getting this lower body warmed up a little bit. So we're going to go into some marches, and we're going to add in a knee crunch to that. You're welcome to use a piece of furniture, wall, something stable, but let's get our knees up as high as you can, working on some cardio. All right, so it's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee crunch. There's 8, 7. You got this. 6, 5. You should feel that in the core. We're working on different areas of the core. Lower, oblique. Last one. Make it a good one. Back to the marches. Good. Building up some heat in the body. Where are your shoulders at? Your shoulder blades. Remember where we were? Here? Are you still giving us that same posture? Chin is back. We're pushing our head back. Our shoulders are back. We're marching. And we're going to bring it into the other side for the other set of crunch. Okay, so let's move it in. You're going to crunch it in for 8, 7. Knees up. You can be seated for these. That is perfectly fine. 6 and 5, 4, 3. Great. 2 2, and 1. Sidestep it out. Sidestep it out. Okay, we're going to add in a butt kicker. Well, I think everybody knows what that looks like, but you're trying to really get that heel up in the back. So, with our focus today on how we can get our shoulders moving back to proper posture, we're going to add in a lat pull. So if it's too much balance-wise, you can certainly do it holding on and doing one side, okay? So if you're up for both sides, it's kicking it out and pulling those lats, pulling those shoulder blades together. So let's go. 8, 7, 6. We got to get both sides into count. You got it. 5. It's 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Step it out. Okay. Now we're going to do some opposite body stretches. So our left side is going to stretch out. We're going to do a deep reach. We're reaching out, and we're going to add opposite leg. So it's almost as if someone is pulling you. Your arm is being pulled by one direction and the leg by the other. So imagine that full length that you can possibly get and exaggerate it. We're going to lean into that, and weight shifting is so good for our balance. So let's pulse it out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the 1, we're going to do a motion with our hands back again to thinking about how we get our posture good. So look at my hands. I've got my palms together, straight out in front of me, okay? So the palms are together. So we're going from this wide position of a lunge, and we're now in the middle here, okay? So this is our transition move. And in the middle, I want you to take it down to what we call letter A. That's A. Bring it back to Y. Looks like this. And then back to the middle. Out for T. T. Good. And now W. Are your shoulder blades pulling back? Where is your chin? Okay. So let's do that one more time before we transition to the other side on the stretching. All right, so hands are out in the middle, palms are touching. Let's do A. Letter A, great. Now Y. Bring it in the middle, shoot it on up to Y. Everybody with me? Looking good. Here we go, down to the middle. T. Straight out, shoulder blades, tucking in the glutes. Bring it down. We're now going to do our cross-body stretch. So I'm in a lunge. If this balance is a very tricky position. So the wider you go, the more the challenge. Arm is out as if it's being pulled. Leg is stretching. We're pulsing it. We're going to count backwards from 20. We're now back, palms together in that midpoint. Let's go to letter Y. What's Y look like? Excellent job. All right, back to the middle, letter T. All right, good. And now we're going down to letter A, and we're going to repeat that. So it's together, your shoulders should be coming in, and this time we're going to tuck the chin. Tuck the chin in, roll the shoulders, Stretch further than you have yet today. And now, big, wide open up. Why? Why? Because this is how we work to slow down changes in our body. We show up and we do the work. Letter T. And in. Good. Letter W. Elbows approaching the hips. Back to the middle. And A. All right. Let's get back in. We're going to do a little bit of a march. And then we're going to add in, we're going to go back and add in our Frankensteins. And the Frankenstein is taking the right hand to the left toe. You don't need to touch the toe, but getting out towards below the knee, maybe it's the shin, and you certainly can have something to hold on for stability. So here we go. Let's get in opposite part of the brain. When we can get that right side of the brain and the left side of the brain working in the same activity, that's where we can make a bigger bang for the buck, okay? So stretch it out. Where you land with your reach is perfect, okay? Let's get in 2 more on each side, reaching and stretching. All right, last round. Good. Step it out. Step it out. We're going to grab those weights, folks. If you so choose to add in weights, now would be a time to maybe grab a little drink. Cheers. Okay, so for the weights, let's step over to the wall and do another posture correction move. This is available to you anytime, any day. So the heels aren't touching the wall. They're close but not touching. Booty back, and then bring your head, if you can, closer to the wall. Check out how that feels, and then step out. If you want to use the wall to do this next move, stay right here. That's perfect. That's totally fine. But we're going to do alternate bicep curls with a heel dig. All right, so a heel dig looks like this. I'm really putting in some extra power and push. Heel, 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 right? Now we're going to add in biceps. All right, so it's bicep, bicep. You're doing it together, keeping upright. That's really our theme today. Digging out the heel as we lift and lower. One of the things that we will tend to do is allow momentum to take its course. And when momentum takes its course, we are not working to our full potential. So we want to think about slowing down when we're using hand weights. Now, this can be done from a seated, and we're going to go from a front raise to a side raise. And then we're going to do, that side raise should remind you of the letter T that we just did. So it's going to go front raise, side, letter A, right? And then down, and then letter Y. We're just stepping it up. If the weights are too much, you do not need to include them. So this is a multi-step. Front, side, how about an A? And a Y. Again, take a nice deep breath in, check your posture, and we lift. Lift and lower. Slower means we have more control and less momentum. Letter A, and then Y. We have 3 more of those sets. So it's front. You guys tell me what's next. Side or T? A?
A.
And then the next one? Y. All right, front. And you know what comes next. Trying to encode or store the sequence of moves is an added part of our workout where we add a little extra brain power. So when you take the sequence that you've just learned and you're able to recall it on your own, this is something that we're adding. It's what I call adding in some perks to your session today. All right, let's bring the weights into a prayer position here in the middle. And I want to have our booty back, so feet hip width apart. We're going to sit back into a squat, and we're just going to pulse those weights. If it's too much, get rid of them. Use one. It doesn't matter. We need the strength. These thighs are what's going to get us from the point of moving out of the bed, getting out of the bathroom, moving out of the car. Our leg strength needs, almost in all the clients I work with, it needs additional effort. All right, here we go. Let's lift it back up. So when we're on the upside, we're going to do swing the weight up, lower it down. Okay, swing the weight up and lower to a squat. Back up. Where are you at? Are you hinging over like this? Or are you letting your legs bring you down? This is not a squat, but this is, right? These are, so many of us have room for improvement so that we're getting the most out of the exercise. Let's bring that weight all the way overhead and then swing it down. This is one we use momentum on. So it's down and squat, back up. Let's get two more in, folks. Down and up. Last one. Strong legs and up. All right, so we're gonna add just a little bit of work on those triceps. If you think about how we push ourselves to get out of a chair or a couch, getting dressed, there's so many things that we need arm strength for. So if you want to add the second weight, you can. We're going to hinge at the hips, bending over slightly. My feet are a little less than hip width apart, and you're going to bring that weight up here to your basically armpit, right? And you're going to bring it out and in for 2, okay? Let's stand erect, get a nice deep breath in, refueling as we prepare for some tricep work, okay? Inhale and exhale. Up, lift the weights, armpit height, hinge at the hips, and 2 on each side. Switch it out. Now we're going to the opposite side. 2 on each side. All right, and 1 and 2. Again, switching, staying in that low position. And great, let's stand and take a nice deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're gonna now go to both at the same time. So we're hinging at the hips. Feet are a little less than hip width apart, and it's both at the same time. There's 5, 4. This is always a great time to practice voice projection. If you ever want to join in on the counting, you're welcome to. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop one of the weights if you're doing weights. Now, these side bends can be done seated, of course, or we can do them standing. Working again on that core. So fingertips up here behind the head, and we're going to go down and then exaggerate it back up. Okay, so we're really going to see how far Can we reach? Are we getting closer to the knee? Sometimes it depends, how long are your limbs? I've got pretty long arms, so just if I'm down to the knee, it doesn't really mean anything. Let's get in 3 more on this side, working left and right side oblique. Last one, make it good. All right, we're gonna switch it out. Your choice on whether you wanna add in the extra weight. Reposition the feet, take a nice deep breath, filling the lungs with air. Fingertips up, hand nice and long down the side body. And then let's give those obliques a run for their money. It's down and then exaggerate the return trip up. There's 4 and 3. Take your time. 2. Last one. Okay, good. All right, we can put the weight down. Put the weight down, and we're gonna add in a few of our, for those of you that might do a little boxing, the reason boxing is an important part of some of the Parkinson's fitness is because of the shifting of the weight, right? You're shifting weight and you're moving both right side and left side. So let's do a cross, cross, jab. All right, so it's cross, cross, jab, and then we're gonna go into a squat, squat. All right, let's try that together. We're gonna try to pick up on the sequencing and go at your pace. If you're ready for a break, you can do this seated, okay? Let's do it. So it's cross, cross, jab, squat, squat. Again, boom, boom, jab, squat. Lower. Take a nice deep breath. Let's prepare. Arms are up. Where's your defensive position? Up here. All right, cross, cross, jab, squat. You guys are doing fantastic. All right, let's try it the other side. So we're switching up our leading arm. Cross, cross, jab, and we can't give enough work to those quads. They need it. Here we go. Cross, cross, jab, lower, lower, and cross, cross, jab. Squat it out, folks. Only one more. Take a deep breath. And let that go. Preparing for our last round. All right? Get the Rocky song in your mind. And let's do this. Cross, cross, jab, lower, lower. Let's do one more. Cross, cross, jab, lower. Yes. All right, great job. So we want to add a little bit of balance work on its own, bringing us back to that wall. Bringing us back to that wall. Checking your posture. Where are you at? With your chin, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Let's bring it back forward, and we're going to do in a stance. Look at my, you probably can't see my feet too well, but my heel of my right side is connecting to the instep of my left side. So we're having something to hold on to so that we can test the boundaries here. Heel into the instep, stand up straight, shoulders are back. Remember what it felt like to be against the wall. Now, having your fingertips on something sturdy, can you close your eyes? Please have your fingertips ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you don't have to do the eyes closed. That is an extra, we're dialing it up with the vestibular system. And if this isn't enough, we want you to know you can try it at that next level. Switching up. My left heel is in my right instep. I have a sturdy hold. If you are feeling like you want to try eyes closed, Please be near something to grab. Test out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Balance. Working that balance. Tightrope. Tandem. So now my toes of whatever foot you decide, my toes are kissing the heel of the other foot as if I'm walking on a tight wire. Okay? Having something to hold on to. Can you let go? Can you get down to, instead of a full hand, the death grip? Maybe you have it 2 fingertips. Maybe you're ready to stand without. Where are you? Be accepting and loving of where it is that you are. Holding on. If you want to let go, try counting it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch that position. Let's put the other foot in front. If you would and want to join us, please do so. So now I've got the toes of that opposite foot kissing the heel. And I'm deciding, is this a side that I feel comfortable? Do I need 4 fingers or 1 finger holding me? And if that's not challenging enough, that's when we say, okay, do I close my eyes with a finger close to the chair? It's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold on. Where were your shoulders? Where are your shoulder blades? Did they return to where they were when we all walked into class? I know mine were not in a great place, but when I think about it and work on being intentional, it will make a difference. So I'm going to do just a little bit of hip rotation. So we're going to definitely want those feet wider than hip width apart. Okay? And we're just going to rotate it out. So you should feel this. You should feel it, hamstrings, glutes, and just taking your time. If you feel dizzy in the least, that would be a good time to have a little water, have a seat. If you're feeling up to doing a few more, the hip circles can help us open up our hips. And then we're going to switch the direction. Really move it around, okay? See if you can work out what it is that you came into class that was maybe something very tight, where we set an intention to bring energy to it. All right? So we're going to add some arms to these twists. So you're going to have 1 arm in front and 1 arm in back. And you're just turning and twisting at the hips. So this is one part of the movement. And then getting the arms moving in this playful, it's almost like I'm building my own fan with air movement. There's no wrong way to do this. We're just trying to relax the core. We did some wonderful work with the core today. So we're going to loosen things up. All right. Okay. So let's bring it back. We're going to bring it back to a seated. You can grab one of your weights as you return to seated. Grab a drink if you'd like. Okay. As we move to seated, flatten those heels. Create a perpendicular line with your knees in the floor. And let's just take a nice deep inhale as we reach those arms overhead. And exhale that all out. All right. On the next one, we're going to bring the weight up. And we're going to move the weight overhead. So let's start with the arms, that A position, letter A. We're going to start in A position. If you have a weight and you want to move it, we're going to use that dexterity in those fingers and switch it out. So let's inhale on our rise. Switch it out with the weight and then exhale. Getting one last strength move in for the day. We rise overhead, switching hands and exhale. Let's get one more in. Nice, deep inhale, switching out the weight. And exhale, you can drop that weight to the side if it's something you're still carrying. And we're gonna make sort of a beach ball we're gonna have our fingers clasped together in front of you. Drop those shoulders. And now lift those shoulders. So we're gonna do shoulder shrugs with this imaginary beach ball out in front of our chest. So it's up and then down. Inhale up and exhale down. One more, up and then down, okay? We did some work on those triceps, so let's bring one arm across the body and just give it a little gentle tug, looking over that shoulder as we stretch the tricep and we work on range of motion with the neck, okay? Take a deep inhale and let that go. All right, let's open up, switching our arms, bringing the other one across the chest. Give me a thumbs up. I want palms facing back, thumb is up. If you are able, start moving your gaze over the shoulder, or at least in the direction over that shoulder. And we're gonna just gently take a nice deep inhale and let that go. Open up. And can you bring your hands together in the back? Maybe you can't reach for an arm or a hand. If you can, great. If not, you can grab maybe the back of the chair. We, again, are bringing our final focus to having our shoulder blades brought close together. So let's roll the shoulders. Inhale, and now open and reach back. What can you grab a hold of? The chair, your hands, a wrist, and then roll it in. Inhale, and on the exhale, back out. Okay, we're gonna bring our hands together into a prayer position. And we're just gonna move those wrists up and down. And I'd like for you to recall what it was. If you had an intention to either give yourself gratitude or thanks, or maybe your intention at the start of class was to strengthen or to let go of something. Whatever that may have been, reflect back on that intention and take this positive energy that you've created today and bring it throughout the rest of your hours today. I am grateful to have you as part of today's class. And I look forward to seeing you again in some of our future fitness sessions. So good job, everybody.